my name is Cameron Ali. My ID number is 20192351, and today we're going to be doing a review of recent Fortnite. This is what it's known as, and this is for the game's design unit and the first assignment. So, so Fortnite is a battle royale game, and it is a third-person shooter. It's also a fighting game, and it's also MMO, which is massively multiplayer online. So it fits in all of those genres, and it's a very, very good game. Personally, it's a good way to make new friends and to find online people, and it's very educational in some sense that you have to learn how to build in a certain way. The artistic style, the artistic style, or visual styles, in other words, it is more. It's a bit of arcade with the graphics, but in terms of the way it is, it's more exaggerated, which makes it such a good game. Okay, so this game is a 3D game, which is three-dimensional, which is quite a modern game because most modern games now are 3D compared to before, where there'll be 2.5, where they can move in and out a bit of the depth, and also 2D where they can just go backwards and forward, and it will be in second person, but you can tell they're not 3D in those kind of games. So the camera perspective is a third person, so that means you can see the entire screen. So you can see the stuff around you on the side, sort of like the peripheral view that we have as human beings. But we can see the whole character, we can see the gun, a bit of the hands, and their hair, and you can also see the characters around on the right and the left. Whereas in first person and the behind, also you can see the characters around going in different areas. So the third person is very good for people who just want to be alert during the game, and this is for a specific group of gamers, just like every game is. So for the game mechanics, one of the questions posed is, can you win? Yes, in this game you can indeed win. This is a very, very good question because some people can't win, unfortunately, and I'm one of those people. But the real question is, can you win? Yes, a player can win. Can I win? I think not. Does the game have an end point? Yes, the end point is there's 100. Well, let me tell the beginning point. We're gonna jump to the end point if you know the beginning point. So the beginning point, you start on a bus, and this is like an island. I don't know where it is. And then, um, and then, so you're on a bus, and then there's 100 players. So each of these 100 players have to land all over the map. They can land in, for example, Fatal Fields. They can land in Moisty Mires, which probably doesn't exist anymore. Um, the London Flush Factory, which also doesn't exist anymore. But this is just examples. So, yes, there is an endpoint. The endpoint is you have to kill the last people. If you're in a squad, you have to kill the last squad, and if all four of you are alive, that's good. But if there's only two of you alive, which in my case is quite a lot, because I'm the one that spectating, as you can see, and yes, so yes, there is the endpoint, and that is to destroy, not destroy, like kill the other players, but it's sort of educational. It teaches you about team building and working with your team. So that's the real question. So this is just another question. It's a similar question. The goal of the game is to outlast 100 players. And for example, let's just say you're in a solo. You have to outlast them by outbuilding them. You have to kill them. You have to use strategies to get around the map. And you just have to learn to build. For example, there's building maps and creative, as you can now see on the screen, I hope. And yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff that is very interesting. It's a very interesting game because there's quite a few games like this now, but this was probably the second or third battle royale game that was really popular. And but so the rewards within this game is the battle pass. So you get a battle pass, which you can get for 900 V-bucks, which you can buy V-bucks, which is like the in-game money. And the rewards get different skins, emotes, and different stuff that help you play the game in this sense. Those are rewards. So this game is set. The environment that it's set in is, well, there's no named location for this place, but it has different locations named inside it, but it's just a private island which has no name itself. So it could be set on Earth and it could not be. Also, fun fact about this game: there's also the island map, and then um there's the loading map. It's like a pre-lobby. It's like a pre-game bit where everyone just walks around until the battle bosses fall. So if there's, for example, if there's 90 people, you want to get to 100, so the game just it waits a bit of time, and if there's like 95, then it waits for those 95, and then it gets to the actual game, and then the battle boss moves along to the map. So yeah, that's the setting of it. This game is more of a historic and modern because they feature events of the past and stuff that has happened and stuff that doesn't make sense because it's kind of a it's quite fun. And then comes the next question, which is a fantasy game, but at the same time it's confusing because they bring real life stuff in it. For example, they're bringing Deadpool, which is fantasy but it's real life. It's just the whole concept is confusing. So the game saves. There's no game save. It's real time. So it's just live. So the players are there live. There's no need to save. So when you die, you die. You can't go back to the save point and restart because it's a battle royale and it's live. Um, there's no save for it. The game environment. It's unrealistic physics. For example, if someone shoots you and you get knocked down, yeah, the knockdown, they can revive you on the spot, like just by touching you, and that's uh, that's unrealistic physics. Also, when you shoot people, there's no blood, so that's why it's kind of a child-friendly game at the same time. Because when you shoot them, just numbers pop out, which could be used in other senses. The difficulty. There's no difficulty for this. Every player has their own ability, which it depends on which server you go to. So, for example, if you go to a server where it's less played, or you can change the country or the region. If you go to a place where it's less played, then you expect probably players to be a bit different. They could be better, but it most likely is that they're not that good compared to the other game. I'm not trying to be any disrespectful. um, it's a very fast-paced game because you have to be wary. Like you have to land. If someone lands next to you as the enemy, just be careful. Uh, So, learning the games and the rules. There's no set of instructions, although the controls, it tells you briefly right at the beginning. Like when you start up the game, it tells you like what to press. And for example, just like when you're playing, it gives you little hints.
Why are you not
But
recording?
there's no actual set rules that you follow.
Oh.
There's not many hints. There's no missions unless you're in Save the World, but even then they teach you, but
Me, Daddy.
it's different because there are hints as well because for example to switch to the next weapon you might have to press R1, L1 or R2, which are the controls on the PS4. That's what I use. And the tutorials is not much as I said because there's not really any there's not really any hints as such. And most of you just play it, I would say.